video is going to give you an intro to TinkerCAD. So TinkerCAD is an online 3D modeling and 3D printing software, and it's free to use. In this video, we're going to learn how to create a model in TinkerCAD, how to change properties of different shapes in TinkerCAD, how to change the color of objects in TinkerCAD, how to join two or more objects together, how to group objects together, and how to cut holes in objects. Let's get started! In order to use TinkerCAD, you go to www.tinkercad.com. And when you get to tinkercad.com, you are going to sign up for a free account. Now, I already have an account, so I'm going to sign in with mine. Now, as you can see here, I'm in my dashboard, and I'm going to go to create a new design. And we're going to take a look at the TinkerCAD interface and some of the different tools that we can use in TinkerCAD. So as you can see here, this is my work plane. So this is where I'm going to be creating my objects. Now on the left-hand side, as you can see, there's this cube here. I can rotate that. So this allows me to view my work plane and any objects I have on it in different views. On the right-hand side, I have different shapes that I can choose from. So as you can see here, I've got basic shape selected. I can also choose from text, symbols, connectors, extras, a few different options here for shapes. But we'll go ahead and start with a box. So I'll just grab this. And what I'm going to create for you guys today is I'm just going to create some roads, or what look like roads. So as you can see here, my shape is selected. And there's a few different options on the shape. So as you can see right now, my box is red, but I can choose to select any of these different colors here. So I'll make it black because I'm going to turn it into a road. Alternatively, you can make a custom color using the color wheel here. Unfortunately, TinkerCAD doesn't have different materials yet, so you'll just need to make do with the shapes that you have. So now I'm going to drag this. As you can see right now, it looks like a box. This I'm going to make into a road. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it and I'm going to drag it. Let's say, drag it like this. And then I'm going to rotate my box. As you can see, this is way too high to be a road. So what I can do is play here on my tab and make it much shorter. So I just want it slightly raised to mimic some pavement. If I want, I can make it a little wider. I can also make it longer. Now, if I want to slightly round the edges of my shape, then I can use the radius tab, and this will round the corners. So you can see here, they're rounded. Now I'm going to remove that because obviously this is going to be a road, so I don't really need rounded corners for it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the white lines for the middle of my road. So what I could do is I'll go back to box, and now this time I'm going to make a white line, so I'll change the color to white. I'm going to rotate this view so I can see the side to make sure it's nice and short. Now I'm using the shape options here from this drop-down menu, but as you can see, there's also little dots, so you can also hover your mouse over the different components and you can rotate your shape just by dragging the object around, or you can use these little dots to push and pull to change the shape and length. I just find sometimes it's a little bit easier using this drop-down menu. So anyways, we'll make it a little thinner, make it a little shorter. Okay, so let's see. I think it's still a little too high. Make it a little slightly lower. Okay, so now since I'm making these for the middle of the lines of my road, I'm gonna make this a little shorter actually. I want to do multiple of these because I'm going to make them as the lines for my road. So what I can do if I want to make multiple, but to save myself time, I'm on a MacBook right now, so I'm going to Command C and then Command V. If you were on a PC, you would do Control C, Control V, and then that will allow you to create multiples of these objects. As you can see, I've added a few shapes to create my road. Now, if I want to create a building, I am likely going to want to put holes in these shapes in order to create things like windows and doors and walls, potentially. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do that to cut some holes in your shapes. So I'm going to grab this box here, and I'm going to change the length to, we'll make it 40, I guess, and make the width 40. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to Command C and Command V on my Mac. And I'm going to duplicate the shape. As you can see here, a second one, we'll just make it green so you can see it clearly. See, I've got this green shape here. Now what I'm going to do, so this green shape is actually going to create a cutout in my original shape. So I want to make some walls in my red box. So in order to do that, in order to make the red box not disappear when I'm trying to cut it out, I'm going to need to make my green box a little bit smaller. So we'll change this length and width. We'll make it 36 and 36. How about that? Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my red box. Oh, sorry. Actually, first, what I'm going to do, select my green box again. I'm going to make it a hole. Then I'm going to select my red box. And then I'm going to go up to the top right-hand corner, and I'm going to hit the Align button. And as you can see, there are these handles here. So I'm going to click the middle handle here and the middle handle here. And now I've aligned these two shapes together. And then I'm going to go up to the right-hand side again and hit the Group button. And as you can see now, if I move my mouse around, there we go. So now you can see I've got my walls and the interior of my box has been cut out. So you can do this same tool, the same trick, in order to create windows and doors, things like that for your buildings. Now the last thing I'm going to show you today is how to add a roof to your objects. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down under Basic Shapes and grab a roof. Maybe we'll just change the color for fun. Oop. Make this, I'll change the color of my house too, make it look a little more like a house. Okay, so now what I'm going to do to my roof, so first I'm going to go back to the base of my house. I'm going to double check my units of measurement. So now I'm reminded of the fact that the width is 40 and the length is also 40. Can flip it around again. Click the dot here and I can see my height is 20. So that tells me my roof needs to be, as a starting point, at least 40 by 40 in width and length. Make the width 40. And I can also just click on the numbers here to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so right now, my roof, just go a little bit closer again, is 40 by 40. And now I know the height of my house is 20. So that means in order for the roof to actually be the roof, I need to drag this arrow up by 20 so I know it's high enough. And now, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the two objects. I'll move my view again so you can see a little bit better. Shift, select both of them, and I'm going to go back up and use the Align tool again. And I'm going to hit this box here, and now I've aligned the roof to my box. So now what I can do is I can deselect the house. I can grab my roof. I can drag it using my arrow keys over the base of my house. Now, in order for it to look a little more organic, so let's see, is that correct? Yep, I think we can take a look. Yeah, it looks like it's set in place. But now I want my roof to have a little bit of an overhang. So I'm going to hit my roof again, and I'm going to drag it out a little bit, drag it over now so it's even, drag it out a little bit again, and then rotate around because it's out on one side and not the other. Drag it around, and now you can see, let's get in close, I have a roof with a slight overhang. So that concludes how to create buildings in TinkerCAD.